Oh my god, I got in a fucking argument with a kid this week. I just need to share this with you, Rob. And he's a musician, and he tried to tell me that comics, there was no way that people could, like, emotionally relate to comics the way that they do to music. And I was like, what? And then he called me condescending. I was like, are you hearing yourself?
Different things.
I know. I was like, it's art, man. Like,
yeah. Also,
like, are you gonna say what, that people can't relate to, like, a fucking Degas? Like, what are you?
Yeah, it's like,
what are you talking
you relate
about?
to all different kinds of art.
I know, it's
differently,
art.
but
it's
also,
art. It's all.
yeah.
That's all it's about. Is subjective and relating to it on a personal, emotional level. That's what it's all about. So I was just like, what?
Yeah.
It was crazy.
It's a hot take right there.
It was crazy. And then he said, yeah, then he called me condescending and that comics were stupid. And I was like, are you hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth right now? Like, what is going on? And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to step back.
Did you just meet a troll in real life?
He's 29. I know.
You can be a 29-year-old troll.
No, I know, but that's like what's more like disturbing about it is that he's like a grown-ass man. So it was just like really weird.
Well, he's a 29, but is he a full-time musician, which means he's 18 emotionally and professionally?
Basically. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I think nailed that.
Oh. Thanks, Rob. Thanks. That's a really kind of... I haven't, like, encountered that level of just like unchanneled, immature rage since I worked at Comicopia. Like, I just haven't, I don't know. I was just like, whoa. Like, yeah. That's crazy, man.
Wasn't he also mad that a 12-year-old was wearing like a Nirvana t-shirt and
couldn't identify her discography? Yeah. Yeah. I was like, dude, she's 12. He was like, she's 16. I'm like, yeah, but still an idiot. Like, they're children. Children aren't going to know as much as you. Also, because like, they're children. They haven't been around a long
4 years. It's a 4-year difference.
Yeah. They don't know anything yet.
Also ridiculous how anybody could still feel like any sort of elitism towards music as like an adult. I remember feeling that when I was like 12.
Yeah.
And I heard of like a punk band that some other 12-year-old hadn't heard of. And I was like, I'm cooler than you.
It's like, whatever, nerd. Like, he kept calling people nerds who like wore band t-shirts that they weren't like true fans of, quote unquote, because he was totally gatekeeping. It was the wildest experience. And I'm like trying to groom I'm trying to groom a toy poodle, and I'm just like, what is happening?
Man, gatekeeping is the worst.
Can we just like talk? I have a segment on just talking about why gatekeeping is garbage and people need to stop. Like, once you're out of your teenage years, it's not cute anymore. You gotta stop.
I don't know if it was ever cute.
Yeah, well, I think it's kind of just like
when you're in high school,
super lame and silly.
Well, yeah, because when you're in middle school and high school, you are super lame and silly. You don't have any actual true sense of identity, so you're just latching on to other things that people create because you don't have the foresight or like experience to create things yourself. So yeah, that's all they have. So of course they're gonna like trade that shit like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know? Like that's just all they got. So it's like I expect gatekeeping from like a 14-year-old that thinks that like he's a nihilist, you know? But like I don't, you know, when you get it from like a 29-year-old, you're like, okay, man, you got some serious things you need to work through. Yeah. Like you need to invest in a therapist. Like this is not okay.
Yeah, it's no fun. No fun when you're a gatekeeper. That's the musical jingle I just wrote.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. We should cut an album.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, the one thing that we consistently deliver on this show is just the inception of great ideas. You're just listening to ideas being born.
Yeah.
Always a good time. But it's funny how. I don't know. It's funny to hear like another like gatekeeper talk about comics because, I mean, I'm sure all three of us have come across like gatekeepers within the comic community, like people who are like, well, you know, no one is as big of an X-Men fan as me, or no one's big of a Captain America fan as me. I love Captain America, I love X-Men, but I don't like comics are for everybody.
Yeah.
Especially, music
Like,
too. So it's always just...
I love Rogue. I love Rogue. I'm obsessed with Rogue. I love her. Can I tell you what issue she was introduced in? Nope. Does that make me any less of a fucking fan? No. Like, I don't think that I mean, if you choose to, if you choose to, I guess in a biblical sense, like, to worship your fandom through, like, just consuming all knowledge on the subject, that is your prerogative. Like, that is cool. That's your thing. If you want to be like an expert on all things in your fandom, that's awesome and that's great for you. And I think you should use that to educate people and not to condemn them for not, practicing the way you practice. It is like religious in a sense. That's weird. Yeah. I'm making like, oh man.
Well, Anna did go to the school of St. Kirby. So
yeah, I remember when I was younger, I would get kind of like that when other people would talk about comics, because like that was my small childish identity, was the comic book person. And then I realized once I was an adult, I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
If you like comic books, that just means we can probably get along better.
Right. Well, the only thing I feel like I have to like step in is when people are just so like obviously wrong. And I know maybe that might make me an asshole, but it's like, I don't know, like if somebody was like, oh yeah, Wolverine was always a part of the Justice League. It's like
I try not to be the actually guy, but sometimes
I know, it's hard.
Sometimes
I do get into actually mode, and I can be like I can be pretty condescending, but honestly, it's 90%. It's like 10% actual knowledge, and it's 90% resting bitch face. I just have one of those faces. Like I just do. I have a really mean mug, and I just come off as a mega bitch. And I am kind of a mega bitch, but it's mostly my face. But I can be very reasonable. But, like, I just notice I do pull out the actually card, and I will correct people when they are being gatekeepers. When they are bullying others within the fandom, it's like I will bully the fuck out of them. I will take their lunch money, and I will make them feel silly. Because how dare you, like, do that to other people? So I find great... I know it's really fucked up, and I know two wrongs don't make a right, but that shit kind of does make my teeth white. So
no, I just always feel like that it's like my duty to report on like if someone's like, oh yeah, the Joker killed Peter Parker's parents. It's like, no, I don't know where you got that. It's not true. And like when they say certain things that sort of like would drastically affect the topic they're talking about. I'm like, Rob, you like history. Like, can you imagine someone say, like, oh, yeah, George Washington led the Indians in the War of 1812 where they discovered cocoa beans in New Mexico. It's like, what?
Yeah, or I don't know. I'm like that sometimes, and I feel
wrong.
I feel like I've come off as an asshole before where, like, somebody has said something about history, and they're like, that's not how it happened. I'm like...
But I feel like, but I think the thing to really to note is that as somebody who knows you, Rob and Paul, I think I know you guys pretty well. You guys are also really good at if somebody gives you information that is like, oh, I'm wrong. You guys can easily go, oh shit, I didn't know that, or oh fuck, man, like you have that insight. And that self-reflection to, be able to maturely go, oh, yeah, I don't know everything.
Right.
And I think that's really important. And I think that gatekeeping is a slippery slope, in particular with our fandoms, because I think a lot of these people, or kids in particular, just don't have... they're so insecure about it, and they've been made to feel bad about what they love, and so that's their defense mechanism. But don't cannibalize like your fucking group.
Yeah,
that's not going to help anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Because you would think that you want the thing you love to spread. Like I know for me, I fucking love the Dark Tower, and I don't know a lot of people who love it as much as I do, and I wish there were. So the last thing I want to do is like gatekeep that. Like when I was a kid, like I remember like I went to like these kids who were like oh, so you bought the new Blink album? Did you buy the Blink-182 album before that? Or, oh, you bought Duty Ranch, but did you buy, Cheshire Cat? No, well, they're not a true fan. And it's like, well, now it just sort of feels like I I don't know, like, it's weird when you rob somebody of that experience.
I think gatekeeping with music is particularly like shitty, but I mean, because with comics it's like you expect it, because you know we're all just a bunch of fucking losers just being like, well, you know, like, I mean, yeah, we all like have awful BO and we're awful garbage people, but like with music though, I think that's particularly nasty, because music is one of those things that, like, you know, people can discover artists, like, it's so many different stages in their lives. Like, I mean, I mean, just like I'm in a Billy Idol kick. I listened to a shit ton of Billy Idol when I was a kid, and I just kind of fell off. And it's like I'm kind of rediscovering Billy Idol, and I think like you discover it at different points in your life. You rediscover things, and to, you know, take those experiences away, like you were saying, Paul, is just kind of, it's cruel. It's so cruel, because there are so many amazing things about music. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I just think everybody should, you know,
chill the fuck out.
If yeah, first off, if people are into what you're into, that's a good thing. I think that's just unless that thing you're into is a bad thing, in which case if people are into that thing,
it's like, oh, you like heroin, but have you done coke?
Yeah.
No. Give me that.
Yeah.
Give me your needle. Give me your
if your
spoon.
hobbies are safe and don't harm people, and other people also enjoy it, it's good all around.
Yeah. Team good times.
Totes.
Yeah, I do want to share though a personal story. I want a personal story. If there was a way to go to like a sepia font through podcasts, so you guys can like go back in time with me.
Yeah.
Well, I got into anime. Yeah. I got into Sailor Moon and anime in the early 90s. And actually, Ronin Warriors was my first. It was amazing. But no, and I there was a very small group of people at my middle school that knew about this stuff. And this is like before Pokemon. This is even a little bit before Dragon Ball Z. And I found this group, and of course it was a bunch of group of like nerdy girls, and we really bonded over this. And then it became like a one-up game, like almost immediately. It's like of who could go to Blockbuster and watch every single thing that their parents would let them get in the aisle. So of course we saw a shit ton of hentai, but like a shit ton. But it was like, did you see this? Did you see this? It's like, who can accumulate the most like knowledge about like what's coming out, and like it just got crazy, and I dipped out, and I dipped out and I stopped being friends with them because it was just it got so like volatile and crazy. And yeah, so gatekeeping, no fun.
Yeah.
What's she getting into?
Yeah. It's only fun if you want to be alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so gatekeeping, no fun. Don't do it. I can't think of a good segue for this next bit, but I loved that opening, BTW.
Did we even like open it?
No, we didn't. We just dived in. I mean,
Just right in.
Yeah.
If you're 30-year-olds and you're making fun of teenagers in Nirvana shirts, grow up.
Yep.
So how about Luke Cage getting canceled, huh?
Yeah, I wasn't surprised about about Iron Fist being canceled.
Me either.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't want it to be canceled because I wanted to see it improve, because in season 2 of Luke Cage, we had a really nice Heroes for Hire team up where Danny Rand was well written, it was well acted, and I thought, oh, this is the Danny Rand that I want to see. And maybe it'll be better with season 2, and it was, well, I didn't even watch season 2 of Iron Fist.
I did not.
I watched the first episode, and I was like, this seems a little better. And I didn't watch anymore.
Yeah, people said it was a lot better, but like, I mean, when you're starting from like the basement, it's like a lot better. It's like maybe the first floor bathroom. I don't know. The public one. It's like, is that any better? Really?
I heard the fighting was a big improvement.
That's good.
It was better, but as somebody who's currently watching Daredevil season 3 right now, it is so much better. It is just, it is so good.
Listen,
then when you go back and think of Iron Fist, it's just, ugh.
You know, I think Daredevil, I think is the best of the Netflix shows. I mean, I love Jessica Jones and I like Luke Cage, but I mean, I think Daredevil. I mean, consistently, all 3 seasons of Daredevil.
I feel like Daredevil and Jessica Jones are a completely different playing field than, say, like Luke Cage and Iron Fist was, which really makes me sad because they could have done so much. Yeah. I still love Luke Cage, but Iron Fist didn't even. It's kind of a joke, dude. It's like the CW could have done that, you know.
And CW has done better. I mean, come on, the
Pretty Little Liars. Oh my god.
Well, I was actually going to say the first season of The Flash. I love that first season. That is a great season, and that I was so pleasantly surprised by The Flash, and Iron Fist just didn't have any of those qualities that made The Flash great, or any of the other shows great.
Yes. Also, just Iron Fist in particular. First off, I don't really like what's his name?
Tom Hanks.
Who plays Iron Fist? Finn?
Finn Jones.
Finn Jones.
Jones Finn.
Don't love him as Iron Fist. I just don't think he's that.
He makes a much better gay knight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he was a great.
But
he was a great gay knight.
Yeah,
he's not charismatic. Like, I don't want to keep watching him be on screen.
Yeah.
Whereas with something Luke Cage has going for it is that
Mike Coulter.
Mike Coulter is insanely charismatic. Him just walking around the street, you're like, all right, I'm into this.
Yeah, he's a great Luke Cage.
Just him talking to people.
That could have been the whole season, and I would have been down. I would have watched every episode. Yeah. If it was just him talking to people in the street about randomness.
Yeah.
But also combine Iron Fist with a show that's supposed to be about one of the best martial artists in the world, and the fight scenes are boring and just seem lazy and slow.
Yeah.
And then it's just I don't know. The villains were never interesting. Whereas on the Daredevil side, you have Wilson Fisk, who's one of the best written and most entertaining, and all the villains in Daredevil, including this season, you feel for, and you completely understand where they're coming from and their motivations and stuff. And in Iron Fist, it's just his friend's jealous because he got the dragon.
Yeah, and also his whiny rich cousins, not interested. It's listen, I can watch this for free. I can watch this family for free on CNN, and that's a joke about the Trump family. I feel that you know what I mean? I don't care. So not surprised about that, but that Iron Fist was canceled. But man, Luke Cage getting canceled, I was surprised by. Because
they left that at a pretty interesting cliffhanger there.
Right, yeah. It's I kind of want to know what happens next. Because, Luke Cage, that season 2 ends with him sort of he takes over the club, and it's sort of well, there always is going to be a person in this position. It may as well be me. Because it's I don't trust anybody else, but I trust myself.
If they could do just a Heroes for Hire.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping we get out of this, is that...
Yeah, that's what all the big nerds are hoping for.
Yeah, and just literally channel the Shaw's brothers, channel your blaxploitation, and make a solid Heroes for Hire, and I am in it to win it.
Dude... I feel like Luke Cage and Iron Fist, you can't go wrong. At this point, we have Finn Jones, so we're not going to get an Asian Danny Rand. Luke Cage will obviously still be black. Let's 48 hours the hell out of this. Let's make a great 80s buddy cop comedy, with some fucking kung fu.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's all we want.
Imagine Eddie Murphy with Nick Nolte, 48 Hours, but a shit ton of kung fu. Or any
see how you could lose.
Or Lethal Weapon. If you do you have a guy who fought a dragon, amazing at kung fu, and a dude with unbreakable skin. But and if you just make the show about friendship.
Oh my god, I would love that. The power of friendship is the best story ever told.
It
truly is.
I'm going to butcher retelling this conversation, but Mark Lynch, who has been on the show and been a contributing writer, back when there was all of that.
Also plug Old Man.
Oh yeah, and the Old Man Wade show. Damn it, Wade. Mark had a really good point when there was all of this talk about how Danny should be Asian or Asian American. And, he brought up a really great point about, it was so crucial in the 70s to have a white man and a black man teaming up together, taking down crime and organized crime. And so, he sort of felt that should have continued on in the same vein that, Steve Rogers, there's a reason why he's blonde-haired, blue-eyed, that there's a reason why Danny Rand is white and teaming up with Luke Cage, who, is black. So it's they're filming the Fast and the Furious 11 apparently. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for pushing more Asian actors and having opportunities for Asian actors, but there is something kind of special about a comic from the 70s about friendship and cooperation during times of
strife.
Yeah. So,
which we really could use, I think, right now. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. No, I mean, hopefully, though, because I think if my comic history serves me any justice, I'm hoping this is sort of mirroring what happened in the comics, because Iron Fist, the comic, wasn't doing too well, and Luke Cage wasn't doing well, and so they sort of combined the two and made Heroes for Hire, and I'm hoping
that this is the next step. I would like that. I would truly like that. And I kind of want to go back to Daredevil a little bit, because we are on episode 3. 3. And already I can say, I don't know if I'm feeling the writing as much as I did the first season, but and I do find myself looking at what Matt Murdock's doing, and I'm just kind of like, what are you doing, man? But I'm still in it. I'm still... Yeah. I still want...
It gets real good.
I still am... and dude, oh my God, that fucking... No spoilers, really, but the fucking parking lot...
Fight scene was pretty good.
With the... Oh my God.
So good. And like Angel said, the writing, I mean, so far it's okay, but when you have Charlie Cox, talk about charismatic.
Vincent D'Onofrio's back as a main character.
That was going to be my next point. Vincent D'Onofrio, man, is just killing it. And the great thing about Vincent D'Onofrio is that it looks like he walked right out of the comic book.
Oh my God.
Just so well done. But even the supporting cast, Foggy Nelson. And
I love Foggy. I'm Team Foggy, 110%.
And then, Karen Page, was it Deborah Ann Wall? Something? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's great. It is good stuff.
If you're only in episode 3, you're not fully into it, but I love how they're kind of building up Bullseye. The approach they're taking.
Oh, man.
Once he, finally... becomes who he's going to become, it's just such a cool take on the character.
Yeah. Well, it's I think it's already got some points for him not wearing a trench alligator skin jacket coat, which
depending on, I think there is a situation for everything. And
yeah, but the situation was not it in the Ben Affleck movie.
That was not it.
And I
would have loved to have seen that, though,
also,
in Luke Cage.
Also, I never really... when you read a comic book and you read so much of a character that they kind of build a very distinct voice in your mind, I never thought, hey, this guy has an Irish brogue. Just... not saying he can't be Irish, but no, he can't be Irish. I mean,
you think about even in comic books,
top of the Martin to you, Bullseye.
If somebody has an accent in the comic books, they write the character that way.
Right, exactly.
Purposely.
Because think of how they write Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Half the words are Germ English.
Yeah. Well, and they'll even spell if he says what, it's what. You know what I mean? They'll put the V in there. The way they write Gambit and Rogue, they all have that everything that Rogue says ends with an AH, but it's not a Southie accent.
Well, on The Boys, he was clearly English.
Oh,
and they
right.
do the
Yeah, that's
voice.
right.
He's
Yeah, that's
clearly
right.
English,
Good
and,
example. Yeah.
Yeah, they utilize that and they write it that way. So yeah,
They need to do a movie with Simon Pegg.
I mean, and I love Colin Farrell.
Oh yeah, I do too.
I love
think
Colin Farrell. I
isn't-
think he's amazing.
Simon Pegg's in the Boys TV show they're making, isn't he?
What? They're doing what?
You're talking about the Garth Ennis book, The Boys?
Yeah.
They're making a show?
They're making a show with Simon Pegg.
Shut the front door,
He
Rob.
was made for
Are you
that.
serious?
Yeah.
What?
They've even released.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Silence. Crickets.
Like, hold on, wait. I just found an article I'm linking to you guys. But yes, as of like a week and a half ago, Simon Pegg joined the cast.
Oh
Because for even till
Oh
up to
my
like a month ago,
God.
they said he was going to be in it.
Oh my god.
Because yeah, he's literally that character.
Wait, what? Carl Urban? No, I'm not looking at the right thing. I can't be looking at the right thing.
What do you, Carl?
Carl
The article-
Urban's in it. Is he in it?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I love Carl Urban. I love him so much. Oh my god.
Dude, Rob, you just made my night.
Oh my god, you guys. You guys. And I'm not just talking to Rob and like Paul here. I'm talking to everybody. You guys.
Yeah.
Fucking Carl Urban's in it.
Because I know I haven't watched the teaser yet. I just saw like either Simon Pegg or somebody posted something on Instagram or something,
Oh my god.
and he said he was joining the cast.
Oh my god. And, well, and, I mean, he was drawn. I mean, that's how they drew Huey.
Yeah,
They drew him just like Simon Pegg, and the fact that he's playing it, I'm just like, oh my god. I can't.
Oh man, so Carl Urban's playing Billy Butcher.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Holy fuck.
Wait, but according to IMDb, it's not Simon Pegg playing Huey.
Who is it?
It's like this kid Jack Quaid.
Oh.
yeah. I don't know if he's playing that character. I just know that he's in the show.
He's in, Jack Quaid. Oh.
Well,
Oh, oh no, he was in the Hunger Games. You can't have that kid playing Huey.
yeah, what the fuck?
There's a teaser. I'll have to watch it at some point.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is gonna be crazy. Although the only okay, and now I'm gonna be like the Debbie Downer here.
Gatekeeping. Whoop, whoop.
No. I'm it's more of like the animal rights aspect. So his dog was it Killer? Was that the dog's name?
I can't remember.
But it was like a big old fat like bulldog, but he would just like be like, hey, like he would just sit there and be like, fuck it. And it would like fuck other animals to death. And I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not
I mean,
nice.
okay, so I.
That was Garth Ennis, though.
Yeah,
that's a Garth Ennis thing.
and I'm gonna
I don't
be
want
honest.
that. I don't want to see that because as somebody who works with animals and love
But
them.
also, I kind of fell off the boys because it kind of reached a point where I was like, "This is a lot." And
yeah, I only ever read
that's
the
like-
first trade of it.
That's why I always
think.
thought Garth Ennis was best when he would do his like short war stories because it's really all you can take. And
his
then it
Punisher
stops
was
when
really
you're done.
good.
His more grounded stuff I like a lot more.
But in Hewitt,
So like I like Punisher Max and like
Yeah.
some of his or Fury Max, some of his like you said, like, kind of mini series, slightly more grounded stories. I mean, I like a lot of Garth Ennis stuff. I like his Hellblazer stuff that I've read, but yeah, The
did
Boys just
the-
got like a little too abrasive too quickly for me.
Yeah.
like, but he did one. I think it's called Creasy, I think, and it's basically about like medieval warfare between like the French and the English, and it was like a really short like one-off kind of thing, and it's from the perspective of an English archer who's like kind of just breaking the fourth wall and telling you like what they do, and it's really educational and it's really
Yeah,
good.
his war comics are awesome.
They're
he does a
amazing.
ton of research.
Yeah, he does. And like I feel so it's like I feel like his anger and just like violence is perfect for that. But when he's just kind of like telling a story, I feel a lot of the times you just get shock value shit, like with Crossed.
Dude, Crossed is like... when we talked about
Is that even still a thing? That
He didn't write
right?
Cross though.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he wrote the first arc.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember like looking at it and being like, I have no interest in this, but
It's fucking gross. And
that's the best way to describe it. Is gross. And it always, whenever people would buy it, because I read like the first 2 arcs, and before I stopped.
Was the first arc any good? Because I never read any of it.
I read the first 2. No.
Well, you read the second one, so I was like, well, maybe the first one wasn't that bad.
It wasn't. Yeah, but I was like, oh, where is he going with this? And then I realized, oh, he's not going anywhere with this. This is just
downhill.
violent and upsetting. Okay, that's that. Yeah, but yeah, and I would totally judge people who would come up to the counter with that book, because I'd be like, why are you still reading this, man? I thought we were cool. It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to judge people based on what they're reading, but I feel like Crossed is like one of those exceptions that you can be like, oh yeah, okay, this is bad. Why are you reading this? Yeah. So I don't know if Cross is still a thing,
but hopefully we'll get a TV show about friendship with Luke Cage and Danny Rand. That's what I want.
Yeah, and the other kind of rumor was that Disney was
good.
canceling it because they have their streaming service coming inevitably.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with Tom Hiddleston, they're doing like a Loki miniseries on it.
Yeah, they're doing a couple other Marvel things. So people are like, oh, maybe they're just trying to cut ties now so they can start doing their own thing.
maybe.
Which, I don't know, but I feel like Heroes for Hire would make the most sense.
Yeah,
I think Netflix can see that, like, because those shows still have to be popular.
right.
Yeah.
And
But I think they probably saw that The Defenders was more popular, so getting a team up is going to be the way to be.
I think that if anything, if Disney does take the show and put it on their own streaming service, like, it's the same actors. Like, you've already got amazing groundwork. Why start all over? I guess,
Yeah, it'll be weird. It's like when shows change channel and they're always slightly different.
Remember that when it happened with Doug?
Yeah,
Like-
it went from Nickelodeon to Disney.
Yeah, Disney bought Doug, and Doug got weird.
Yeah, it got all like rounder. His clothes were slightly different color.
Yeah, and they were getting
was
older,
like-
and it was
He
just...
was
I
wearing
don't know.
quarter-length t-shirts. It was weird. It was just weird. I don't like that. Cargo pants.
I actually heard a really interesting story about, I guess the creator of Doug actually kind of, had outlined a story about Doug, years later, and it's, him meeting up with Patty, but it's, he's doing his own thing, and Patty's married to somebody else, and, because he's, because it's so unrealistic for, that to be, his...
To work.
Yeah, but it wasn't kind of weird pining. It was just these two people in very different points of their life now, and it was kind of more about two friends reuniting.
Yeah, because Pat. I mean, oh God, I could.
I mean, let's be honest. Patty's a lesbian.
I could write a novel about. I don't think Patty was a lesbian. I think
know.
she was just too mature for him.
I was just being silly. I'm sorry. We all know I support.
I could write
do
a fucking
like the
book
Disney-
about what I think about Doug. I could write really
The Disney Doug haircut they gave for Patty, I like. It does. It's very mature.
Yeah, it didn't have that weird grandma cut in the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in the early '90s, I guess we were all kind of 9 going on 42 with our haircuts.
I don't know. The thing.
This is what our parents did.
You know what I loved about Doug was that he stressed a lot about stuff, and in his imagination always took his anxiety to the worst possible place, and I was like, oh, I'm not alone. Because I would
Yeah.
do that a lot. It's
Yeah.
oh, I failed this test. Or I don't know, just my parents are going to disown me, and I'm going to jail because I failed this math test,
Yeah, I loved his sister.
Judy.
I loved how just pretentious she was. I just loved that. Oh my God, she was such a pretentious beatnik.
I love. There's a
great.
great episode where what was it Judy has like a boy coming over, so she makes her family act like different people.
Yep.
And like Doug takes it too far, and he tries to be like James Bond. And he puts like the letter in the boyfriend's mug. And it's like there's like a bomb in the lasagna. He's like, bomb in the lasagna, and he just like jumps on it with this like little like pencil thin mustache.
Yeah, I
Good
love
stuff.
Judy. She was great.
So Disney, if we could have a show about friendship with Doug and Luke Cage and Danny Rand, that'd be swell.
Oh my god, I want a power of friendship. Like, but I want like a blaxploitation, like with a hint of Shaw's Brothers style.
You know,
I just need to watch a shit ton of old kung fu movies. That's all they have to do.
I would like to see or be in a
Or just have all black people write it. That's it.
But I do want to be in a universe where Quentin Tarantino got to make his Luke Cage movie.
I was thinking that, and then I didn't want to say it though because I was like, I know a lot of people don't like Quentin Tarantino, but like I would love to see. I feel like he is the only one who would like who in our modern day understands.
Yeah, I mean, you can say a lot about Luke Cage. Sorry, a lot about Quentin Tarantino, and I know a lot of people do, but I feel like he writes great characters, and he's written great black characters that aren't stereotypes and kind of break them. I mean, look at Django. Django, honestly, I'll probably get some heat for this, but I think Django might be my favorite Tarantino film.
I mean, if it's your favorite, I don't know why anybody would give you heat for that.
Jackie Brown.
Pulp Fiction.
Paul, your opinions are wrong.
Gatekeeping. Boop, boop.
I mean, my favorite is Inglourious Bastards, but that's just my personal favorite.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's definitely a toss up between Jackie Brown and Kill Bill.
Oh God, Kill Bill might be a close second.
Jackie Brown has a really, really, really special place in my heart.
Jackie Brown is really good. Jackie Brown is the most.
I think it's the most underrated movie. People don't talk about Jackie Brown enough.
It's not the most overtly Tarantino-ass movie.
Right.
It's just a good-ass movie.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Great cast.
It's so
it is so
fucking
good.
good. It's so good. And like, oh my God. Like I feel like I've tried to explain this to people a lot. Like Quentin Tarantino is a person, like I'd never want to be in a room with him. We know that. Like he makes me uncomfortable. But
man, can he spin a yarn?
Man, like he all of his films and all of his like projects are basically just one big love letter to a very short time window in film that hasn't existed for a very long time, and he like is just pouring his heart out to this genre.
Yeah.
And as somebody who like grew up, and I know there's a lot of people out there who grew up watching, Shaft or like, Velvet Smooth and all the Shaw's Brothers movies and like all that shit. Like, and you get it, you see it and you get it. And then you see something that Tarantino does and brings that into a modern scope. And it just fucking makes you feel so warm and good inside to see that. And yeah, Django was fuck yeah. I love Django.
Yeah.
My mom was like, I watched that. I made my mom watch it, and my stepdad was like, it's too violent for her. And she's like, I don't like blood and gore. She sat through that whole movie, and I could see the righteousness on her face when he was just killing white people left and right. I think she loved it.
And also
she loved it.
And I gotta say, first of all, just knowing that we got DiCaprio in a Tarantino movie, and how fucking amazing he was in that movie.
He brings out such like, oh my God.
And Christoph Waltz.
Yep.
Dude,
what a charming lad.
I love him in that movie.
And people talk about like, Sam Jackson in Django as like one of his best roles that he's ever done, but like revisit Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
Because holy fucking shit is he good in that.
Yeah. He's good.
Jackie Brown.
Yeah, Tarantino's working on a Star Trek movie now, isn't he?
That's what I've heard, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
And watch, it's gonna be like watch it either be the worst Star Trek movie or like the fucking best. Like
it's gonna be
fiction.
the fucking best.
It's gonna be the movie that defines our generation.
It's gonna be the best thing ever.
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty excited about any time Tarantino's doing
like
stuff.
for Tarantino to do a fucking Star Trek movie. Like I don't know, man. I think I need to like give Jesus another shot because that is a sign. That is a fucking sign.
Especially,
I think Jesus is walking with me, guys. Like, I mean, that is happening.
Well, especially if like he uses like his kind of like re-supported cast. Like if we get like Kurt Russell in there, and you know, Christoph Waltz again, and Sam Jackson.
Wait, so is it gonna be like a new story, or is it gonna be like a retelling of like I don't know.
Honestly, think about though. Tarantino would just also be the perfect person to make a Heroes for Hire.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because not only is he like huge into the blaxploitation stuff, but also the kung fu stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
He would.
Well,
fucking
it's
kill
very.
it.
It's linked. It's the same fucking thing. Like westerns
it's the same
and
thing.
kung fu movies, it's westerns and samurai flicks, and then blaxploitation and kung fu movies. It's all the same fucking thing, just different parts of the world. But they were all making the same movies. Yeah. Same stories.
Yeah, but hot damn. Tarantino doing Heroes for Hire. It'd be great if like they just bypass a season. They just do like a film, like a Heroes for Hire movie.
But the idea of Tarantino doing anything affiliated with Disney, though, is a huge like shot in the dark. That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
That is not gonna happen. That's
although all his movies were released by Miramax, which was owned by Disney for a while.
Oh, it's true. But like, you know, I don't know though. If he's working on a fucking Star Trek movie, I think it's all up in the air. I don't know, man. Keep your eyes out for the Horsemen of the Apocalypse because the shit is too good to be true. Maybe we should play the lottery, honey. Yeah. That's a sign.
Hey, listen, man, I mean, anything is... The fact that we have 10 years of solid... Not even solid, 10 years of great Marvel movies. We have a great Captain America trilogy. I never thought I would see the day where I got a perfect superhero trilogy. And I have it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Captain America. All the ways that movie could have gone wrong.
I think this episode should be titled, like, Counting Our Blessings, because that's really what we're doing right now. Like, that's just, like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is really beautiful. And I was just thinking, before we recorded, I was like, you know...
It's a good time to be a nerd.
Well, because I was kind of depressed before we started recording, because I was like, oh, man, you know, with Avengers 4 coming out, like, we're not going to really see much of Cap anymore. And, like, I'm not going to have... Like, I don't know, I feel like the Stucky fandom, the Stucky fanfic, like, fandom is just gonna kind of, like, dissolve. And it makes me really sad, because I was like, oh, man, like, that's, you know, I love that fanfiction, that kind of fanfiction shit. But no, you're right, Paul. The world is beautiful.
Yeah, and also...
The world is beautiful.
Also, who's to say that we won't get a series of Bucky Cap movies? Like Bucky as the new Captain America. Which... I totally support because I loved Bucky as Captain America because he is not Steve Rogers, and maybe the Stucky art, you know, our community. Maybe it takes a hit, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's just something that just continues.
Or maybe they do like in one of their streaming services, they do like a Bucky show.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I think Bucky is Cap, especially if you do like is something that's like spy related. You know. Especially with Black Widow. You know, I liked Bucky and Black Widow together in the comics, even if not romantically.
Yeah.
Even
I was going to say I liked, you know, Natasha and Steve, but, you know, we've talked about that.
I still want to see...
We have covered that thoroughly.
I still want to see a Black Widow and Daredevil, because that was also like another great comic book couple.
Oh, my God. If you saw fucking What's-His-Face, Matt Murdock now, with... What's her face? I can't think of names right now.
Scarlett Johansson.
Thank you. Yeah. Whew, that would be hot.
Yeah.
That would be hot. Way hotter than him and Elektra. And I thought that was really hot. But...
Oh, that scene in the ring?
Oh, God. That whole season was just really sexy. And I was like, thank you, Netflix.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So good.
You don't expect that with anything comic book related for anything actually sexy to be happening.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do that.
With Elektra, you
nice.
gotta bring the sexy. And
then you had Karen Page all in the rain and wet.
Yeah.
And they were just like heavy breathing on each other. Oh my God. That was really sexy. I loved that. Wet, heavy breathing on each other. I'm all about it. Well,
just
okay.
domino breathing in your ear.
Okay, maybe that's kind of a jump. It has to be the right people.
The right situation.
It has to be the right situation, because that could go really wrong really fast.
I'm just imagine the mouth breather from Hey Arnold, just to bring it back to Nickelodeon.
No.
But that being said, I know we're coming up on the 45-minute mark, and I know Rob has a curfew. He's got work, being a responsible adult.
I know.
Yeah.
What are we checking out this week? What are we reading? What are we watching? What are we doing?
Can I go first?
Please.
Can I go first? Because it is October, it's my favorite time of year, and I'm watching all the spooky shit. You guys need to check out, well, not you, Paul, because you've seen it with me, Haunting of Hill House.
OMG.
Haunting of Hill House on Netflix. The trailer made it look like garbage, and we were just like, this.
Yeah, I was so
stupid.
underwhelmed by
And it was
that
one of
trailer.
those things where we kind of just ran out of like all of like the spooky horror movies to watch. We we're just like, let's just put this on, and it was so good, so good.
It's really, really well done, and it's directed by Mike Flanagan, who I found out is doing the Shining sequel, which is amazing, because the great thing about The Haunting of Hill House is that it's not all jumps and scares. There's an actual real story to be told about families in crisis and dealing with tragedy, and it's like, even if there wasn't any spooky shit, it would still be a compelling story, because again, this family coming together,
the cast
warts
is unbelievable. The cast is unbelievably good. The writing is just incredible.
And Rob, the production value, man, I mean, there's an episode called Two Storms, and there's like a 17-minute tracking shot, and it just sort of feels like you're watching a play, and it's just so well done and
seamless.
choreographed. And
it's seamless. And just when you watch it, though, keep an eye out in the background, man. There are little things for everyone back there.
Seriously. There's it's great. It's just so well done. I can't say enough good things about it.
And it's perfect for this time of year. So, all you listeners out there,
I'll have to watch it.
get on
you
it.
really should. When you're done with Daredevil, check this out.
When I'm done with Daredevil, that's when the new Sabrina comes out.
Ooh, well, this is, it's funny too, because this is why we're only on the third episode of Daredevil, is because we were finishing that. That's how good it was.
Yeah,
we were like,
it was like,
Daredevil
I can't
can wait a little bit.
Yeah,
that's how good it was.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up. So, yeah, that's been really good. So, check it out.
Rob?
Yeah, Daredevil's kind of taken up most of my free time. I'm like 2/3 of the way through it now. And I'm sure we'll talk at length about it, but it is real good. It's so good.
Yeah, no, it really is. For what I've seen so far, I'm really digging it.
Yeah, I loved all the characters in the show. I love the new characters they've introduced. They're just doing a really good job with everything once again. And every friggin' episode seems to have like a really freaking good fist fight scene.
Awesome. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I know earlier you had said that like you kind of weren't sure about Matt's motivation, where he's going. So far, I kind of dig where he's at, because he did survive like a building falling on him.
That's true. I do expect too much from people sometimes. That is true.
But I can sort of just and again, like, I mean, he lost Elektra for like the third time now, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna fuck it. I'm just gonna stop being Matt Murdock. I'm just gonna be Daredevil, and I'm just gonna push everybody away, cause fuck it. It's like,
no, you're right.
It's like, it's reasonable.
That's more than reasonable.
But I'm really excited with where it's going. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've been doing. Hill House took up a lot of my time.
God, so good.
I'm almost done with the X-Men crossover event Inferno.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, what a wild ride that is. And it's so 80s, and it's weird because there's like demons taking over New York. It's definitely fun to read around Halloween because it focuses on Peter's little sister, Magic, who at this point is, demons are trying to dethrone her as the ruler of Limbo, and all these demons escape and they're running wild.
Yeah, but who really wants to rule Limbo?
Well, I think it's more like just sort of keeping things there in check because obviously things not being in check, the world suffers for it. So basically it's sort of like what we were saying about Luke Cage earlier. It's like if someone's going to be in this post, have it be somebody that, is good and not, evil or whatnot. So some of that stuff is interesting and a little bit weird, but I also like, this is sort of like the big confrontation between Jean Grey, Madeline Pryor, who is full-on Goblin Queen at this point, and Cyclops, and you kind of get the full deal about Mr. Sinister's involvement, how he cloned Madeline Pryor. There is a reason why he made it so that like Scott couldn't push Madeline Pryor away. Like everyone was like, "Oh, this is kind of fast after Jean," and oh wow, she looks a lot like Jean, and Scott's like, "Fuck it," because
she's in leather lingerie with wings.
Well, yeah, but also
that'll do it.
But also, Mr. Sinister's trying to create the perfect mutant.
Well, leather lingerie and wings is a good start.
Yeah,
so he's clearly on the right track.
Right. So,
clearly,
and this is what brings us Cable. This is how Cable comes to be by Mr. Sinister, and it's so funny because me, I will forever be Scott Summers' champion. Because I know it's around this time where a lot of people really kind of get their hate for Cyclops. Like, oh, he abandoned his wife and his baby. And it's like, well, yeah, when you get Mr. Sinister pulling the strings, manipulating people, shit happens, But yeah, it's fun. It's, I love all the X-Men goofiness glory. And I'm excited that Marvel is finally bringing back Uncanny X-Men after all this time, and boy, are there a crap ton of variant covers, but they're cool. There's some good ones like Mark Brooks and Alex Ross. It's all good. Check it out. Y'all know the drill. Drop us some love on iTunes. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Definitely shoot us some love. Give us a message. Whatever. We would love to hear from you. Give us ideas of things we should talk about, things to review. So yeah, I'm Paul, and this has been a Chrono Speakeasy production with Angela.
Hi.
And Rob.
Hello.
We're in Bizarro World, so we're doing the beginning at the end. So yeah, thanks for listening, and as always, enjoy your issues.